Hello guys, my name is Stefan Velikov and today I'm gonna show you how to create a digital counter in Webflow using JavaScript, CSS and an external library. The counter will be able to remember its number. So for example, if you go to 13, it will remember 13 when we reload the page and it will animate so it goes to 13. So let's just get started. And the first thing that I do with every project is I use Clan first, which is a framework done by FinSuite, and I always clone it for every project that I use. So let's do it for this one. Digital counter, right? Let's jump right into it. Okay, so right now it's creating the Webflow project and we're waiting for it to load. Okay, so we are in. I might have sped up the video, but we are in. Alright, the first thing that I'm gonna do is just take a look at the screen a little bit more. And I always delete the section of the hero, and I always delete the navbar because I add my own at the end. But yeah, so let's straight jump into it. So we're gonna create a section that will be counter. Let's make it a real section. Let's add it 100 dynamic viewpoint height, right? Let's do a padding global. Let's do a container large. Let's do a padding section global, section large. And after that, let's set everything into here with the right amount of stretch. All right, let's create this to be black here. Right, and yeah, here we have the structure. So it's a section, it has padding global, which can be seen here, the padding on the right and the left. We have a container that's set to 80 rem, and then we have a padding section large, which gives us the padding on the top and the bottom. Right, then we're gonna create a component for the counter. So it's counter underscore component. All right, let's create the div for the number. So it will be counter number wrapper. All right, let's create a paragraph for the number. So it will be counter number item. All right, currently it's black and it's not seen, but if we set color white to the section, it will become white. Right, let's say an initial value of 0, 0, and let's enter it. Let's go down here and create a button group, which is a predefined class. And then let's create a button that will be minus. Let's set it to a button is secondary, or let's just create it to be white background with black text. And let's do the same for the plus button. All right, and let's say here in the component you can set them to display flex vertically and then center them, and we can also add a gap. So let's add the gap. Right, we have that currently. So in this number here, we can style it to be bigger, right, like this. And overall on the body, we can add the font to be a little bit different. Let's say, for example, EXO. That's a great choice. All right, here I will say on the buttons in the settings, because we want to target them, I will say button with the abbreviation minus and button plus, and let's publish it. All right, if we publish it, we're gonna see that when we click here or here, nothing happens, right? And for something to happen, we would need JavaScript, some CSS for the styling, and an external library, which is called the odometer, I think it was, but that's not important. And let me show you how to do it. So I have this code here that I have prepared, and we have two things in the beginning. We need the styling for the library. So the CSS styling, it's odometer theme default, right? Then we get the styling for the odometer, which will help us with the transition. Here it's set to 0.3 seconds, right? And then we have the script for the odometer, which can we set here, down here. And then we can grab the script that helps us create this whole effect. So let's go through every piece of the code. We have the styling, which will help us style everything, and it will help the library style everything as it creates the instance of the counter with JavaScript, right? This is for styling. This here is for transitioning. So the numbers can transition smoother up or down. You'll see in a second. And here we have the whole script, the external script for the JavaScript library, and we need to put it here at the bottom. Then what do we have here? We have the initiation of the odometer options. So we have the selector, which is the wrong selector. It should be this selector, I think. It might be wrong, right? Oh, that selector was right. Perfect. Then we have the duration into milliseconds. So sometimes there can be a problem with this library, and that's why we need the additional CSS style here. Then we have the theme, which is default, and animation to count. And then we have the function for the cookie, so we can set the cookie. And then we have the function so we can get the cookie. And then we have an initial value, which is set to whatever the cookie is, or if the cookie is not present, we just set it to 0, right? So here we have the element, which is the counter element, right? Yeah. And then we have the odometer options. Here we have the element. It will target this element. The value is set to 0. The format is set to be whatever the format is. The duration is 300 milliseconds. But again, sometimes it happens and it doesn't work. So that's why this is included, this style. And then we have a function for updating the counter display value. And how it works is we check if we cannot go under 0 and we cannot go over 99. And how this is triggered is by these two event listeners here, and this needs to be button, and this needs to be button, this needs to be button minus, and this needs to be button plus, right? And yeah, how it works is, let me just move my thing here. How it works is the event listener, when we click on the minus button, it just updates the value of the odometer by -1. And if we click the plus button, it updates the value by the value +1. So this is how it works. Here in the function updating, we check if it's over, if we're going under 0. This means that the logic will set the value to 0, and if it's going over 99, it will set the value to 99, so it doesn't go over 99 or under 0. And here we update the value, and we set the cookie to be the counter value with the value. All right, so let's check out how this works. So if it's all right in the world, everything should work great. So if we update here, and we decide to click the plus. All right, we got one, we got two. Let's go one by one. All right, we're into 2 digits, so let's go into 16. Right, so if I update everything, the whole page, it should go into 0, and then when it starts loading, it should go up to 16 because it remember what value of the counter we were in. All right, this works amazing. So yeah, if we go into 21, for example, or 22, if we reload, it will go into 22. And another example, just to showcase you how the cookie works here, is if we go into the get cookie section function, and we found what the cookie set is, which is counter value. If we go into the console here and we set get cookie, right, and we say counter value, we're gonna get 22, right? If we go into, for example, 37 and we check the value, it will be 37. So when we reload, it will go into 37. And this is how it works. And yeah, guys, this is a video just to showcase you how we can create cool stuff into Webflow with JavaScript, some CSS, and some external libraries. And just wanted to create this digital counter, as we have a lot of counters in the world, so why not create a digital one? So that's the idea of the video. Thank you, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'm wishing you a great day. Bye.